cases rise, a federal judge in Georgia has blocked the Biden administration's requirement for federal contractors. The requirement for businesses with 100 employees or more to get vaccinated is also facing legal challenges. And in New York, ABC's Derek Waller says it's the same thing.
The lawsuits continue. We have one that has to do with the city employee mandate. This is an NYPD detective who says he has natural immunity, so he doesn't want to get vaccinated. And then there's another class action lawsuit. This one has to do with this upcoming vaccine mandate for all workers, whether you work for the city or a private sector. Basically, anyone who doesn't want to get vaccinated can sign on to that lawsuit.
About 1,100 people are dying of COVID every day in the U.S. That's up 57% from last month. In their 2-hour video call Tuesday, President Biden threatened severe economic sanctions on Russia if it invades Ukraine. ABC senior White House correspondent Mary Bruce.
In the past, sanctions really haven't done much to deter Vladimir Putin, but this White House insists that what they're considering now would go much further than anything they've ever done in the past. They haven't detailed exactly what these sanctions are, but the White House also says that the president stands ready to take other additional measures to help send supplies and additional resources to Ukraine if Russia were to escalate its military presence.
A major outage at Amazon Web Services disrupted not just the Amazon site, but other companies that use the Amazon cloud, meaning slowdowns for airline reservations, streaming services, music, and other things.
The company did give a bit of a clarification later, saying that there was a service disruption and that it was working to quickly resolve this issue. There were signs that websites and apps were back up and running, but others were still really slow to come back online.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. A 49-year-old man's in custody for allegedly burning down the Christmas tree in front of Fox News studios here in New York. This is ABC News.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. Not only is it time for open enrollment for a lot of people, it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For the typical family, switching to MediShare saves about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. And what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate when compared to health insurance. Double. It really is remarkable. There's more than 400,000 members now who have shared more than $4 billion in medical bills, so they can handle your bills too. And here's the thing. If you join before December 15th, they'll waive your new member fee, so that's another $170 you'll save. I'll give you the number here in a second, but call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline, December 15th, so call now and you'll save even more. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE, 877-26-BIBLE.
Closing arguments set to start today in the trial of actor Jussie Smollett, accused of faking a hate crime attack against himself and then lying to police about it. ABC's Alex Perez is in Chicago.
Defense attorneys for actor Jussie Smollett have rested their case. It will soon go to the jury, nearly 3 years after prosecutors say Smollett staged an attack where two men allegedly yelled racial and homophobic slurs at him and put a noose around his neck. Smollett charged with 6 counts of felony disorderly conduct for allegedly filing a false police report.
In Minnesota, opening statements are scheduled for today in the trial of former cop Kim Potter. She is facing manslaughter charges in the shooting death of a black man, Daunte Wright, during a traffic stop. Potter says she mistook her gun for her taser. For the first time in nearly 30 years, a Massachusetts man is breathing free air, released after his wrongful conviction on murder and armed robbery was wiped away. James Lucien speaking after he was released from prison.
I feel good because I'm with my family now. I've been waiting for a whole 27 years for this, and now I have an opportunity to be free.
A judge clearing the conviction, citing improper investigation and corruption allegations against the detective in the case. An end of an era in Germany. Olaf Scholz today becoming the country's chancellor after a 16-year tenure by Angela Merkel. Before Parliament voted, she was given a standing ovation. This is ABC News.
500,000 businesses connect using Zoom, a single platform for video, phone, chat, and conference rooms. Zoom enables real-time collaboration no matter where your teams are. Global enterprises trust the easy-to-use, reliable, and secure Zoom platform to power high-performance teams. Empower your workforce with Zoom. Save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The reasons more and more people are coming to NC Tractor to do business are the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors, Bobcat zero-turn mowers, fantastic customer service, and the special Phil Sheehan seasonal discounts. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford is making dreams come true for folks who want the list.
We're tracking showers that are going to move through. This is all associated with this area of low pressure that we're tracking that's moving across the state of North Carolina. That rain will gradually clear out as we head into the afternoon. So look for highs today across the area to reach into the mid-40s and lower 50s. And by tomorrow, we're dry with temperatures in the upper 40s and mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
We had rain earlier this morning. It's raining pretty heavy when I got up and got out of here, but it stopped and it's not raining here in this area, at least right now. And the rain may be going away, but we have clear skies coming up tonight. Lows around 30, partly cloudy tomorrow, and lows tomorrow night around 37. And the rain may return to the forecast about Friday night, but the weekend is looking mighty fine. Again, right now, 38 degrees here at WCAB in Rutherford. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning wake-up call. Glad to have you on board. And for the new listeners, just discovered us, I met yesterday. Thanks for joining us. We're glad to have you on board. I have these death announcements. Elizabeth Lib McIntyre Sinclair, age 87, of Forest City, died Monday at Fairhaven of Forest City. The family will receive friends from 2 until 3 Thursday, December 9th at Adderville Baptist Church. The funeral service will be at Adderville at 3 o'clock Thursday, December 9th. Burial will be at Rutherford City Cemetery. McMahon's Funeral Home is serving the family of Elizabeth Lib McIntyre Sinclair. Gene S. Harden, age 76, of Rutherford, passed away Monday, December 6th at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. The funeral service will be conducted at 2 o'clock Thursday, December the 9th, at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. Burial will follow at Rutherford County Memorial Cemetery. Family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with the arrangements for Gene Harden. Octavia Dot Callahan, age 92, of Bostic, passed away Monday, December 6th, in the care of Fairhaven of Bostic. There will be a memorial service at McMahon's Funeral Home Chapel at 11 o'clock Thursday, December 9th. The family has asked that masks be worn at the service, and there will be no formal visitation. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in charge of the arrangements for Octavia Dot Callahan. Eugene Calvin Powell, age 86, of Forest City, died Sunday, December 5th, at Mission Hospital, McDowell. The family will receive friends from 2 until 3 o'clock today at McMahon's Funeral Home. The funeral service will be at McMahon's Funeral Home at 3 o'clock today. Burial will follow at Eternal Hills Memorial Park with military honors presented by the Rutherford County Honor Guard. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in charge of the arrangements for Eugene Calvin Powell. Joseph Abraham Joe McFarland, age 77, of the Duncans Creek community, died Sunday, December 5th. The funeral service will be held 3 o'clock Thursday, December 9th, at Duncans Creek Church. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. The family will receive friends at the church from 2 until 3 prior to the service. The Pageant and King Mortuary and Crematory in charge of the arrangements for Joseph Abraham Joe McFarland. Jolyn Rose St. John Urban, 83, of Ellenboro, died Monday, November 29th at Adrian Cleveland. Visitation is 4 until 7, December the 7th. I was yesterday at Miller Funeral Home in West Dundee, Illinois, but the funeral services will be held December 13th at 11 o'clock at Immaculate Conception Catholic Church in Crow's Mortuaries, assisting the family of Jolyn Rose St. John Urban. Barbara Ann Dagenhart Espinozo, age 81, of Forest City, died Wednesday, December 1st at Rutherford Regional. Services are pending, and Crow's Mortuary will make those announcements when that happens. For Barbara Ann Dagenhart Espinozo. Those are the death announcements we have in the house this morning. For the complete information on these and others as they become available to us, tune in this morning at 11:35 and this afternoon at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report to complete information on these and others here on WCAB. Stand by now for the Bill O'Reilly morning update, and then we'll get to the Chronicles of the Old West and right into the phone calls around our county.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up from the NRIA.net studios in New York. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. Investors, are you sitting on capital or wanting to diversify? The NRIA Real Estate Development Fund provides returns right now. They capitalize on strategic markets. They offer steady monthly payouts plus double-digit annualized returns. Start your due diligence at NRIA.net or call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at NRIA.net.
On this Wednesday, I am thinking about Pope Francis wrapping up a 5-day trip visiting the migrants trapped in the Mediterranean. European countries don't want them, so thousands of poor Africans and Middle Easterners languish in tents on assorted islands around the sea. The UN supplies life essentials, but it is a miserable existence, and the Pope's primary purpose on earth is to mitigate as much human suffering as he can. Quote from Francis, "I ask every man and woman, all of us, to overcome the paralysis of fear, the indifference that kills, the cynical disregard that nonchalantly condemns to death those on the fringes," unquote. And the Pope is correct. Most folks do not want to deal with poor people from faraway places. But there's another reality that the Pope does not want to confront. The source countries for desperate migrants are mostly corrupt, dangerous places all over the world. Of course they want to leave. Of course we should feel compassion for them. But it's impossible for established countries to give these folks safe harbor. Europe is essentially one giant cradle-to-grave entitlement content. They can barely support their own people. Who's going to pay for the migrants? In the USA, we now have a $30 trillion debt on the books and millions of foreign nationals coming in here thanks to Mr. Biden's open border policy. We cannot afford it. The Pope is right to promote compassion for migrants, but the reality is brutal. Now this. My trusted technology research executive, Jeff Brown, has a must-see video out right now on the Great Reset and how it will affect you. The way we spend, save, invest, borrow will be changed forever, according to Jeff. So pay attention because in his briefing, he'll show you exactly what's going on, the proof, and how you can best prepare. So don't wait. Please watch Jeff's important video report on the Great Reset now. Go to jeffbrowntech.com. jeffbrowntech.com. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
100.9 FM and 590 AM. Recommended by 3 out of 4 truck drivers. The fourth one? Well, he just stopped off for coffee.
Boy, you got great taste in music.
This is WCAB.
Have you noticed lately how empty everything is? Empty streets, empty stores, empty schools. But I'm trying to change these empty times by being full of gratitude. Gratitude means saying thanks to the garbage collector, the medical providers, and all those who are helping every day. Things may appear empty around us, but when we're filled with gratitude, nothing is completely empty inside us. Gratitude is in you. From PassItOn.com.
Jennings Fountain was working as a reporter for the Sacramento Union, William Walker was filibustering in Nicaragua. Although filibustering means a prolonged speech, it also means taking private military action against a foreign country. And Walker was doing the latter, even becoming the country's president. Fountain's newspaper sent him to report on Walker's activities. Under the threat of death, Fountain escaped back to California dressed as a woman. During the Civil War, Fountain joined the California infantry that occupied El Paso, Texas. After the war, he stayed in El Paso. Fountain became a state senator. He was considered a spell-binding speaker who filibustered, the talking definition, to the point of being a windbag. Fountain was one of the organizers of the El Paso Salt Ring, a group of men laying claim to the El Paso salt flats. But later he flopped and came out against the group. On December 7, 1870, Fountain walked into the Ben Dow Saloon where he encountered Benjamin Williams, one of his former Salt friends. Williams pulled his Derringer and hit Fountain with both bullets. Williams left to get a shotgun while Fountain got a rifle. A short while later, the two men met, and Fountain's rifle got the best of Williams' shotgun. But the battle wasn't over. 4 months later, Fountain and his 8-year-old son disappeared while on a buggy trip. Although the El Paso Salt Ring was suspected, no one was ever arrested, and their bodies were never found. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West.
You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Jesse James has added 2 new sandwiches to his already delightful menu, along with the fresh-cooked burgers, sandwiches, fresh salads, hot dogs made to order. Now try the all-new crispy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, or the crispy deluxe with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bacon, and cheese. Both come with sides. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 4, closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford, or call 828-447-4644. And Mondays only, hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions, only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
All aboard. Let's get started now with our calls around the county to find out what's been happening. 16 minutes after 7 o'clock, we're stopping first at the Sheriff's Department, and Deputy Fleming is on the phone with me right now. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing all right.
Good. Tell us what's been going on in your area.
Well, in the last 24 hours, our communications center received 119 calls for service. We currently have 169 in-house at the jail and 15 arrests in the last 24 hours. Our most recent arrests are Dolores Twitty of Rutherford, failure to comply. Danny Francis of Ellenboro, misdemeanor probation violation, failure to appear on misdemeanor. Joshua Hodge of Rutherford, simple possession, exceeding posted speed limit. Eddie Wilson of Forest City, failure to comply. Ronnie Whitener of Cookeville, Tennessee, failure to appear on felony. And our most recent incidents, Catherine White of Forest City reported fraud by applying for unemployment in her name. Kelly Smith of Rutherford reported somebody had transferred money from her account. That's all I have for you at the moment.
Deputy Fleming, thank you for being with us this morning. Enjoyed having you on the radio, and thanks for the report. And you be safe out there today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye. It's 18 minutes after 7, 911 Communication Center coming up.
Hey, folks, Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, Supply is an amazing store. I can say that because they have what you need. From pet supplies to fire and ant killer to horse-quality Timothy alfalfa hay, $14 per bale. Attention carp fishermen, they have C&J flavoring, only $8 per bottle. And they have oats for sale. Refill your propane tanks at the lowest price. Fully stocked with all your deer supplies and a great selection of farm implements. Need mulch? $12 per scoop. We could call it a superstore. Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, Supply, 188 Whiteside Road in Rutherford.
Stacy is up next over at 911 Communications Center. Stacy, how you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's on the report?
In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Centers processed 364 911 calls, administrative calls, which consisted of 39 EMS calls and a law enforcement Sheriff's Office 119, Forest City 36, Rutherford 34, Lake Gore 4, and Spindale 26. Under fire calls, we just had sending much to a fire alarm, and that's all we have.
Thanks so much. You have a great day.
All right, you too.
Thanks. Bye. I know many of you know the history. Those of you who live here a long time know the history of C.F. Reese & Son. Those of you who are new to the area, you need to discover these folks. C.F. Reese & Son Supply Company. 80 years of professional family-owned business. Now they are the new Still dealer and open on Saturdays for your shopping convenience. Open 8 to 1 on Saturdays. So if you need a weed eater, leaf blower, chainsaw, or any of the other dependable Still products, come on by and make your choice. They have the new cordless tools from Still. Of course, CF Reese still does hydraulic hose repair and Still your welding supply store. Now they're the Still dealer. Do business with the family you know. CF Reese & Son Company, 832 North Main Street, Rutherford. Now open on Saturdays for your convenience. You need to get to know these folks. If you don't, those of you who do know them recognize the quality of that company. Here's Ruby Taylor now reporting from Danieltown SDO Fire District. Ruby, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good. What's on your report?
The fire department didn't have any calls. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Myra Willard having birthday today. And Mr. and Miss Jerry Huskies are now having an anniversary. And hope all these people have a nice day. And the signs are in the secrets today and going to the fives tomorrow. And that's all I got, Jim.
All right, Ruby, thanks so much. Enjoy your Wednesday.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jim, have you seen Henson Building Materials' newly remodeled showroom? It's gorgeous.
You mean where they have a full line of hardware and building materials for homeowners and home builders?
I mean where Jamie, Terry, and Tony, their friendly staff, treat me like family. Oh, they're so nice.
Hey, are they taking COVID precautions and have curbside service?
Of course. They're so thoughtful.
I do need some materials, but I don't think they'll fit in our car.
Oh, silly. They have professional delivery so we can get whatever I want.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street in Forest City.
Building starts here.
21 minutes after 7 o'clock now. We're going to our next phone call to Gary Wilson up at the Fairfield Mountains Fire District. Gary, how you doing this morning?
Doing pretty good, Jim. How you doing?
Doing good. Did you get a little of that rain?
Not much. Just a sprinkle.
Yeah?
Just a little sprinkle.
Not enough to help much, did it?
I don't believe it was. We could use more, and hopefully Saturday's looking pretty good now, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Long way till Saturday yet. Had two calls yesterday. Over the weekend, we were put on standby for the woods fire they had up in Chimney Rock. Basically had a crew up there in Lake Lure and Chimney Rock, and a couple from Buncombe County. Henderson County has some crews up in there, so I think it was actually in Rutherford County, but kind of bordering on Buncombe and all up there. And I'm not sure exactly how much it burned. I heard initially 2 to 5 acres were involved, and so they were up there most of the afternoon and up into the evening, and finally got everybody pulled out last night. And had a medical call during the night last night, and so they had a busy day yesterday. Hopefully everybody get some rest today and get some rain in here before we have worse fires than what we've had.
Yeah. Chimney Rock.
Sitting on about 38 degrees up here right now, and cloudy and overcast, so we'll see what happens.
Chimney Rock Volunteer Fire Department Chief Chris Melton has said it's 100% contained now, and they think perhaps an estimated between 3 and 5 acres were scorched from that fire. So we hope they got it all contained, but there were a lot of help from a lot of different departments. So we appreciate all the fire folks that go out and do those things.
Yeah, and the Forestry Service, they were up there, and so good turnout from everybody.
Yeah, great.
Yes. And that's about all we got for Jim.
Gary, thanks so much. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Sure.
Bye-bye. Gary Wilson reporting out of the Fairfield Mountains, Bills Creek community, 24 minutes after 7 o'clock. And that fire in Rutherford County off Shumont Road is now 100% contained, Chief Chris Melton said. He said timing was key to keeping the fire under control. He estimated between 3 and 5 acres were scorched. He said it's small in number acreage-wise, but it's steep, rough terrain. We have to hike in and be extremely careful with the dangerous terrain we're in right now, he said. Melton, along with Rutherford County Fire Marshal Frankie Hambrick, granted News 13's Hannah McKenzie exclusive access to the scene. According to Hambrick, 71 personnel from 20 agencies responded to the fire. The call came in around 10 a.m. Tuesday morning. Someone spotted smoke coming from the densely wooded area. A Chimney Rock resident sent News 13 video of helicopters making water drops. Weldon said the North Carolina Forest Service completed 4 passes in total. Firefighters on the ground then went in with bulldozers and hand tools to cut a line and contain the flames. And pretty sure the power lines fell something this morning, but they did get that contained, and we're happy about that. Here's DeVern now over in Bostic with our report this morning. Hi, DeVern.
Hey, how are you this morning?
I'm great. You doing well?
I'm doing fine. We have 41 degrees over here in Bostic this morning. We had a small amount of rain over the night, and the fire department had no calls. Bostic Florist has the raffle tickets up to the 17th. Go by Washburn Store and get your Christmas candy. And Glenwood Baptist Church on Bostic Sunshine Road will be giving free clothes away Saturday, December the 11th from 7 to 11. Come by and check it out, and hope everyone has a safe day today.
You too, DeVern. You have a great day. Thanks for the information, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. You know, nothing strikes fear in the hearts of people more than receiving an IRS audit letter in the mail. Audits take much time away from your business and family, requiring you to gather mounds of records, and can become overwhelming unless you have someone you can depend on to take care of that for you. That's why we can recommend IE Accounting and Tax Service. Chris and his team of professionals are in the business to help. Even if you depended on someone else to prepare your taxes, IE Accounting and Tax Service will be glad to assist you or your company. Don't hesitate to call. As a small business owner, you have more important things to do than keep your own books. Why not let IE Accounting and Tax Service take care of that for you, so you can get back to the job of running your business? Consider their payroll solutions for your business, cash flow management, litigation support, and forensic investigation. Why not give them a call and see what they can do for your business? Here's that phone number, 828-395-1777. They're at 211 West Main Street, Spindale. Again, that's 395-1777, and it's spelled A-R-Y-E-E. And here's our friend that keeps his eye on things for us over in the Hudlow Fire District, Mr. Bob Hodge. Good morning.
Well, good hump day morning.
It's another Wednesday. We got 5 of those this month, and we've had
That's
one.
right.
This is the second one.
That's right. I tell you what, this month's moving right along here. So it's going to be first of the year before we know it. So.
Oh, I know it. I wish we could slow it down a little bit.
Well, I don't know, or it will not. But ain't going to be long here. The old Santa Claus will be rolling around, look like. So got all these Christmas decorations up and all that. So everything's looking pretty around the county here.
Looking good, isn't it?
That's right. And Jim, with the fire department, hadn't had any calls overnight. We had a little shower of rain up here overnight, so that helped out a little bit. And want to say happy birthday to Glenn West this morning. And Jim, that's about it up here. Things are running along good so far this morning, and maybe it'll be a quiet day. And you take care and have a good day now.
Thanks, Bob. You too, and I will see you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let me brag on Hutchins Pest Control a minute. Don't let the pest bug you when Hutchins Pest Control is as close as a phone call. Honest, dependable, professional, and on-time service may be the reason they keep getting voted best pest control. If you have a pest problem, call this family-run business at 287-5171. Licensed in North and South Carolina and fully insured and bonded. Get a free estimate when you call Hutchins Pest Control and be sure the job is done right. That's Hutchins Pest Control. Call them today at 287-5171 and they'll be right there. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. All right, let's head on over now to Cherry Mountain Fire District, see if Sue Price has got things under control for us this morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Jim. I'm doing good. Hope you are.
Yes, indeed.
Well, good. cloudy looking morning out there this morning. I don't know. Haven't seen the sun yet, but anyway, it'd be nice if we could get some rain.
We had a little bit overnight, but not a whole lot. I noticed it started raining mid-morning, early in the morning. It was raining when I got up, and I got here, a little swimming pool in front of my door had a little water in it, so I guess we got enough to do that. So, but we need a lot more, don't we?
We need a lot more. Well, let's see. I didn't have any calls from the fire department. I only have 2 birthdays this morning, and they're on Fairview's calendar. Rick Chapman and Joanne Tilley. So hope they'll have a good day, and we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day. We went out last night. Hanging around took us to see the Christmas lights. They're so pretty. Far City looked beautiful.
Isn't that something?
Oh, yes. It's really pretty. Well, let's see. In my announcements, the Golden Valley Community Club, all you members listen up now, because our meeting has been changed from the 20th to the 13th. This will be our Christmas meeting, so remember we were supposed to bring a $5 gift so that we can have our little game that we play at our Christmas meeting. And it'll be on the 13th now. And why did we change? Because we will have a blood drive on the 20th at the clubhouse and on a regular meeting night. So that'll be Monday the 20th from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Golden Valley Community Club. Come and donate, and all donors will receive a one blood blanket and a $20 e-gift card, plus a wellness check. So anybody that can give blood, come on out on that date and help out. That's a good way to, good gift to give for Christmas, so that you can donate blood. And in my Christmas announcements, the Fairview Church will be having a live nativity drive-through on Saturday and Sunday, December 11th and 12th, from 6 to 8 p.m. So come over one night and drive through there. That would be interesting. Christmas program at First Broad Baptist Church, December the 12th at 6 p.m. Christmas program December 17th at 7 p.m. at Golden Valley Church. And Dunkins Creek Church will have a Christmas Eve candle lighting service and Christmas carols. First Broad Baptist Church will, they have a Christmas Eve service at 10 p.m. So, a lot of things coming up. Good chance to see some live nativities or inside Christmas programs, and just a good time. And that's all I have this morning, Jim. It's just quiet and calm over here and looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
Thanks, Sue. You keep your eye on things for us, and we'll check in with you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Another season has come and gone, and you're still looking at that same sad-looking sofa or recliner. Well, now's the time to change the inside of your home to look as pretty as colors outside. And the perfect place to start is the Recliner Center. Right now at the Recliner Center, everything is 20% off. That's 20% off sofas, recliners, sofa recliners. If someone you love is having trouble standing, the Recliner Center has all lift chairs on sale for 10% off. All lift chairs, 10% off. Now, some of these chairs can take you from a standing position, then safely back down to a sitting position with no effort on your part whatsoever. Angela is cleaning out merchandise to make room for more. So now's your chance to redecorate your home and take advantage of the great savings at the Recliner Center. All lift chairs, 10% off. Everything else is 20% off. Angela is seeing folks by appointment only, so call 828-395-3562. Call her today. The Recliner Center. They're on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherford.
7:34. Now we're heading up toward the Shingle Hollow Fire District and talk with a lady who keeps her eye on things for us up that way. Tina White, how you doing?
I am doing well this morning, feeling mighty fine.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Happy we got a little sprinkle of rain. Wish it was more. 37 degrees on the front porch. Birthdays today, I have no birthdays on any of the birthday calendars. And the fire department was all quiet, both of them. And for Christmas, the Pawnee Mountain Baptist Church invites everyone to their children's Christmas play, December 12th, this Sunday at 6 p.m. And then on the 19th is the adult Christmas play at 6 p.m. Everyone's invited to attend and come out and celebrate Christmas together. And short today, quiet today.
Good. I like quiet.
Well, Mama went home, and I'm missing her.
Well, she can come back.
She can. That's what I told her. And she said, well, it'll probably be next year when I come back to visit.
Oh, my goodness. Where does she live?
She lives in Golden Valley, but she's busy.
Okay.
Doctor's and just doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she has her own life to live, doesn't she?
She does.
Good.
Like I said, it's just quiet up here in Shingle Hollow, and we're looking for a great day, and hope everybody out there stays safe today, and God bless you.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
That's a reporter out of Shingle Hollow, Tina White. It's 7:36.
'Twas the time of the holidays, and all through the house were to-do notes left by my loving spouse. The lights weren't hung, which she found problematic. They were still in a box somewhere in the attic. Then home from the store, my wife did appear. North Carolina Education Lottery scratch-offs in hand, and I started to cheer. 6 holiday scratch-offs to choose. What fun. I flew through my list, and now I'm done. This holiday season need not be a chore, because holiday scratch-offs are the gift that could be so much more. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 2.95 to 9.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
To win in sports, you must adjust your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Why not let Andrew Tisdale, your Edward Jones financial advisor, help you create a game plan for financial success? Call 828-287-9197 and get started today. That's Andrew Tisdale at Edward Jones Financial Advisor, 828-287-9197. Only one additional person filed yesterday for public office. That was Darren Joyner. He filed for Rutherford County Board of Education, District 1 seat. That seat is currently held by Brandy Nanny, who had not filed for re-election at the close of business yesterday. Nanny and Joyner are both Republicans. The Board of Education District 2 and 3 seats held by Brendan Gosey and Sherry Bright, both Republicans, are also up for re-election. None had filed at the end of business yesterday. The 3 incumbent county commissioners, Brian King, Alan Toney, and Mike Benfield, were the first to file on Monday. Benfield will face primary opposition from Jason Dwayne. Toney. Sheriff Chris Francis has filed for re-election, as did Clerk of Superior Court Steve Owens, who faces primary opposition from Patsy Kirkland. A court issued Monday morning temporarily suspended candidate filing for all U.S. House of Representatives, NC Senate, and NC House contests was lifted at the end of the day, and filing for those offices statewide resumed on Tuesday. The candidate filing period continues until Friday, December 17th at noon, and the primary election date is March the 8th. Now we're going up to Union Mills to see if Brittany Kelly's going to run for mayor of Union Mills. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How about yourself on this wonderful, almost wet Wednesday?
Yeah.
So you think I ought to file for mayor of Union Mills?
I think you should run for mayor of Union Mills, John.
I don't know if I'd want that job. No, that'd be a headache.
Well,
we'll let somebody else have that headache.
since there is no mayor up there and no council, you can make your own rules as you started off. Make your own rules and do your own thing and get your own chauffeured limousine and all those nice things.
Oh my goodness, I don't know about all that, Jim. I tell you what, when you run for president, I'll run for mayor. All
right, that's the deal.
Okay. But we hope everybody's having a good day. Let's see, I've got 36 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries today. And then ways of announcement, Gifty School Community Center will have their breakfast. That'll be Saturday the 11th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Adults is $7. Kids 7 to 12 is $3. And children 6 and under eat for free. And then Piedmont Pleasant Hill Community Club, lunch with Santa Claus, Saturday, December the 11th, 12 noon to 3 p.m., and this is for children 8 years and younger. And so far, that's all I got going on that I know of. So it's short, sweet, quiet, and we're looking for the rain.
All right, we'll bring it on.
That's right. Bring it on. We ready for it, ain't we?
Yes, one time we'd be cheerful if we had a little rain. We don't.
That's exactly right. And I was glad they got that fire up our Shumat under control.
Yeah, that's
that's
not too far up the road, is it?
No, it's not. And that they had over here in McDowell County wasn't too far from me through the woods.
I know, yeah.
No, it's just, I don't know. Do they know what caused that one up at Shumat?
They think power line failure. Power line fell.
Okay.
That's what they seem to think. Power line fell and started the fire.
Yeah. Well, we had some heavy wind, so it's possible.
Yeah, very possible. That's right.
Yeah.
Limb could fall on one, break it, fall. Anything like that could happen.
That's right.
All right, Brenda Kelly.
I expect you better go check on Luther Sweet Thing Gilligan.
I will see you tomorrow.
Catch you later.
Bye.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
All right, we're going over to Ellenboro, North Carolina, US of A, and talk with Luther Gilligan, see what he's got going on over there. Luther, good morning. Luther, good morning. Good morning, Luther.
Hey.
Luther, good morning.
Good morning to you two. Hope you're having a good day.
I'm having a wonderful day. How about you?
Hey, I'm having a great time down here. A little excited, but hey, we're going to have a good time today. It's going to be a nice day. But it's quiet this morning. Not a whole lot happening. Everybody just trying to get out this middle of the week and get it done. Start downhill for next weekend. So let's see. Fire department, they had 3 medical calls yesterday. Other than that, they quiet. Didn't have anything last night, so everybody got to sleep last night. So nothing going on down here. So you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Luther. Enjoy your day.
All right, take care now.
Bye. Luther Gilligan out of Ellenboro. Nice and quiet over there. It's time now for birthdays and anniversaries. For the 8th day of December, December the 8th. And if you're celebrating a birthday or anniversary, now is the time to call that in to us at 287-3356. 287-3356. Todd standing by to take those calls. Birthdays and anniversaries up next.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton. Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
For breakfast, lunch, or supper, you can always count on Granny B's to have just that great meal that's going to be tasty and plenty of it. Breakfast is being served right now. You'll enjoy the Granny B's breakfast. They start early up there now, and you can get eggs and sausage and liver mush and gravy and all those good things you like for breakfast. Plus, they have a tremendous coffee that you'll enjoy. Lunchtime, of course, those subs are delicious, and they got pizza throughout the day you could order diet. It's just a great place. 3 meals you can enjoy any day except Mondays and Sundays. Stop by and have a meal with them today at Granny B's in Spindale, right next to the Shake Shop. You'll enjoy your visit with those good folks.
Happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday wishes going out this morning to Clinton McGinnis and Linda Bostick and Joe Kinney, all having birthdays today, so we want to wish them a great old big happy. And other folks celebrating today is Glenn West over in Spindale. And I just mentioned Clinton McGinnis, and Nathan McGinnis also is having a birthday today. Other birthdays include Eli Whitney. He invented the cotton gin, born in 1765, died in 1825. William Durante, founder of General Motors, was born in 1861, died in 1947. Sammy Davis Jr. was born in 1925 and died in 1991, one of the members of the Rat Pack. Flip Wilson, 1933, died in 1998. The devil made him do it. Jim Morrison, singer of the Doors, he was born in 1943, died in 1971. Some of the events on this day: 1776, George Washington crosses the Delaware River, that famous painting depicting the event you see around. 1791, first cremation in the U.S. 1931, coaxial cable patented. 1941, U.S. and Britain declared war on Japan as Franklin Delano Roosevelt delivers his Day of Infamy speech. 1980, John Lennon is stabbed outside his hotel in New York and dies. Pretend to be a time trader day here across, what? Time traveler day. Pretend to be a time traveler day and National Brownie Day. I like that. Now you're up to date on this date in history here on WCAB. Keys to Confident Living, up next.
In his book, Why Prayers Are Unanswered, John Lavender retells a story about Norman Vincent Peale. When Peale was a boy, he found a big black cigar, slipped into an alley, and lit up. It didn't taste good, but it made him feel very grown up until he saw his father coming. Quickly, he put the cigar behind his back and tried to be casual. Desperate to divert his father's attention, Norman pointed to a billboard advertising the circus. "Can we go, Dad? Please, let's go when it comes to town." His father's reply taught Norman a lesson that he never forgot. "Son," he answered quietly but firmly, "never make a petition while at the same time trying to hide a smoldering disobedience." God is not obligated to answer the prayer of any person who refuses to confess known sin. This may be a surprise to many people, but it is deeply rooted in Scripture. God may answer out of his loving kindness, but he is under no obligation. The psalmist captured this same thought when he said, "God would not have listened if I had not confessed my sins." Confession of sin and answered prayer go hand in hand. In the model prayer Jesus gave us, confession of personal sins against God and others is an integral part of our prayer life. If we desire continued answers to prayer, then we must exercise the humbling art of confession. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
100.9 FM and 590
music's on us. The music's on us on WCAB.
New information this morning from Pfizer. The vaccine maker says its research shows the Omicron variant appears to chip away at vaccine effectiveness, but that the vaccine still provides some protection and a booster significantly helps. Brown University's Dr. Ashish Jha asked whether it's true that Omicron appears less severe than Delta.
We don't know the answer. My sense is if you've gotten 2 shots or if you've been previously infected, you're probably going to end up having a much milder course. If you've gotten a booster, you're going to do a much better job of even preventing getting infected. If you've gotten nothing, no vaccine, not previously infected, I'm not sure that it's going to be a milder disease for you.
COVID cases are surging across the country. The CDC reports about 1,100 people are dying each day from the disease. Cereal maker Kellogg's is moving forward with plans to hire permanent replacements for more than 1,000 workers who rejected the company's latest contract offer.
The 1,400 workers have been on strike since October, and since a deal has not been reached, Kellogg says it's moving forward with plans to find permanent replacements for those workers. Now, the striking employees have rejected a 5-year contract offer which would have provided 3% raises and maintained current health care benefits.
ABC's Alex Perez. The CEO of Instagram will be on Capitol Hill today answering questions about the safety of teenagers on the site.
In a blog post Tuesday, Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri announcing new tools and features to keep young people even safer on Instagram. The features will allow parents to set time limits and see how much time their kids spend on the app. Parents can also be notified if their child reports someone to Instagram. But critics say the new features don't go far enough, comparing them to TikTok, where parents can lock a child's account.
That's ABC's Ike Ajachi in Washington. President Biden threatening severe economic sanctions against Russia if it invades Ukraine. Right now, about 100,000 Russian troops are gathering along the border. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And sure, they have 13s too. Switch to Pure Talk. Great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There's no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you've got nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, the iPhone 12, just $479. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say Jill 50, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Plus, save on a new phone. That's pound 250, say Jill 50. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
A man who killed his wife and unborn child nearly 20 years ago will be back in a California courtroom today to be sentenced again.
Find the defendant, Scott Lee Peterson, guilty of...
It was 2004 when Scott Peterson was convicted for murdering his wife Lacey, and months later he was given a sentence of death. But now, after all these years on death row at San Quentin State Prison, today he will be back in a San Mateo County courtroom, and he will get life in prison without the chance of parole. Lacey's family will again get the chance to confront him and give victim impact statements. Peterson's death sentence was overturned last year because of issues with jurors. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The trial of Glenn Maxwell, confidant of sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein, continues today after another accuser took the stand.
A woman named Carolyn has told the jury here that Glenn Maxwell would call her to arrange visits to Jeffrey Epstein's Florida home. She was paid hundreds of dollars in cash after the first visit, and she said she went back hundreds of times. Each time it was sexual. The visits began, she said, when she was 14 and continued until she was 18. That's when Carolyn testified she realized she was too old for Epstein. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, Federal Court, New York.
Uber now testing a new safety feature. Riders and drivers in North Carolina, around Raleigh and Durham, can record audio of their rides right in the app. It's in the safety toolkit area. This is ABC News.
Fever is the leading symptom of COVID and the flu, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Be sure to seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Rain is on the move, and we're seeing the heaviest early to the south and east. We will see gradual clearing into the afternoon. Our northern counties will likely see mostly dry conditions. Today, highs will top in the mid-40s and lower 50s. Tonight, falling into the upper 20s and mid-30s. Tomorrow will be a dry day with temperatures milder in the upper 40s and mid-50s. Our temperatures are on a gradual climb. We'll head into the mid-70s by Saturday. Meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Well, we have cloudy skies this morning. We've had some rain earlier. May get some more, but it's supposed to be clearing off this afternoon. Right now we're 39 degrees. Tonight dropping back down to 30 for the overnight low. Then on Thursday morning or Thursday, 52 degrees and 37 at night. The rain comes back to the forecast about Saturday, Friday night and Saturday, and then next week is clear and beautiful again. Up and down the scale with our weather. So if you don't like our weather, hang around about 3 hours. It'll change again. It's 8:05, and last night the Rutherford County School Board met in their regular session. And on the phone with me right now is the chairman of the school board, Philip Morrow. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How are you this morning?
I'm doing very well. I hope you're feeling good today.
Doing well this morning.
Regular meeting last night. Tell us a little bit about what transpired.
Yeah, regular meeting last night, Jim. If you were looking to come to a regular short meeting, last night would have been your opportunity. Last night, we had some fine students from Chase High School to come in and lead us in some good inspiration. We had no public comments last night, Jim. We moved on down and recognized an EC teacher, Miss Jessica Robbins from Cliffside Elementary, as the 2021 Exceptional Children Educator of Excellence. So that was a good time of recognition last night. Then we moved into our business items. First, we tackled our current COVID-19 policy, which we agreed to keep in place, which states as long as the county is in a high rate of transmission, mask would be required. But currently we are in mask optional because we dropped down into the substantial orange color for 7 consecutive days. So right now within Rutherford County schools, masks are optional.
I know that's good news for a lot of folks who don't like the masks.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Jim. Then we had some policy updates to look over and approve, and then we also went ahead and did a tower lease agreement for a couple other areas like we did up in Sunshine a couple months ago in anticipation of a partnership with Pangea, so we can bring some high-speed internet to some underserved areas here in the county. So that's some good news for other areas in the county that may or may not have access to good broadband.
Oh, yeah, that's great news.
Absolutely. Jim, we ended the night with an action item from Dr. Sutton to give retention bonuses to our employees here in Rutherford County Schools. As you are aware, many school systems across the state are electing to give some retention bonuses this year simply because the demand for highly qualified educators is at a peak. And so we chose to do that last night, and looking forward to those bonuses being able to be sent out before Christmas.
Oh, that'd be great.
Hopefully that will help.
They're very deserving of it.
Very deserving, Jim. Very deserving. And that was pretty much the meeting last night, Jim.
Okay, well, good. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us. That is some good news for the county school system, particularly being able to transmit some audio and visuality on those towers that are going up, and the bonuses and the mask optional. So it sounds like it was a very positive meeting.
It was, and very quick. So it was a good night.
Good. Well, listen, if I don't talk to you again before Christmas, I hope you and your family have a Merry Christmas.
You too, Jim.
Thanks
a lot.
All right, bye-bye. Philip Morrow, chairman of the Rutherford County School Board, with a brief but important report for us. I love to hear what's going on with these meetings, and I know you do too. You've commented about how you appreciate getting to hear the county commissioners meeting as well as the school board meetings, how much you enjoy hearing what transpired, because many of you cannot go and don't have access to watch it as it happens. So we're happy to be that instrument to help you be informed right here on WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM. Reminding you also that the 17th is coming up soon. We're running out of time to get you fixed up for the raffle tickets for the Chamber of Commerce raffle tickets. You do two things. You're supporting the Chamber and also putting yourself in line to win big money, thousands of dollars, $500. It could be yours. But you got to have a ticket. You got to be in the play to be able to do that. We'll do that drawing on the 17th, and we're going to do the drawing right here live in the studio in the Blue Room, and we'll broadcast that live over the radio. So if you do not have your ticket yet, don't miss this opportunity, because this could be your year. Somebody's going to win. Wouldn't it be nice if it were you? I've got tickets right here at our studio. If you want to stop by after 9 o'clock, I'd be glad to help you get your ticket. It's 11 past the hour, and we've got some news from here and there coming up right after we do this.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
It's that time again, time to get the flu vaccines. And Smith Drugs in Forest City has the flu vaccinations available. Walk-ins Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. And Smith Drug is asking all their Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers to call if you need any help with registering your recalled devices. Just call the Home Medical Department for any help or with questions at 828-245-4591. And Smith Drugs has the Moderna and Pfizer initial shots and the boosters. They also have the flu vaccines, and November is Diabetes Month. Get 10% off diabetic socks for the month of November at Smith Drugs of Forest City.
I know you know about the wonderful history of C.F. Reese & Son. Many of you have been around here a long time, know the history of the 80 years of professional, family-owned business. C.F. Reese & Son. Now they're the new still dealer and open on Saturdays for your shopping convenience. Open 8 to 1 on Saturdays. So if you need a weed eater, a leaf blower, and boy, the leaves are out there, aren't they? You need a leaf blower you can depend on, chainsaw to cut down the trees that have fallen, the limbs that have fallen. You need one of those or any other dependable steel product. Come on by and make your choice. They have their new cordless tools from Steel as well. Of course, CF Reese still does hydraulic hose repair, still your welding supply store. Do business with the family you know. CF Reese & Son Company, 832 North Main Street, Rutherford. Now open on Saturdays for your convenience. Steel product is a good product, and CF Reese & Son Supply Company is a great company. Had a visit with J.D. and his wife yesterday, and over there, they're really nice people. Of course, I always encourage you to shop at home when you can and shop local. And CF Reese is an 80-year professional business, so I know you'll appreciate doing business with them also. Some of the stories from here and there this morning. Rutherford County remains among the state's most economically distressed counties, according to an article in the Daily Courier. The North Carolina Department of Commerce recently released its annual economic rankings, again scoring Rutherford as Tier 1 county or among the state's more economically distressed. It specifically ranks as the 22nd most distressed out of the state's 100 counties. In fact, Rutherford is languishing among the distressed counties in comparison to neighboring western North Carolina counties. Since 2007, North Carolina has used a 3-level system for designating county development tiers. The designations, which are mandated by state law, determine a variety of state funding opportunities to assist in economic development. The development tier designation statute provides specific guidelines for calculating annual tier rankings. This process assigns each county to a designation of Tier 1, that's the most distressed, Tier 2 or Tier 3, the least distressed. Assuming no ties in rankings, the statute requires 40 Tier 1, 40 Tier 2, and 20 Tier 3 counties each year. In the event of a tie for the final position as Tier 1 or Tier 2 county, both counties will be placed in the lower tier. And Rutherford County, of course, is in that category. The average unemployment rate for the most recent 12 months for which data are available That's what some of the factors they use. And other factors include median household income for the most recent 12 months for which dates are available, percentage growth in population for the most recent 36 months for which that is available. In terms of those factors, Rutherford's adjusted property tax base per capita for fiscal year 21-22 is recorded at $124,497, slightly above the state's average. The county's population growth came in at 1.32% compared to the state's 2.73%. So that's where we are in that respect, and that those kind of labels sort of maybe will be arguable, but that's how the state puts it down. Rutherford County remains among North Carolina's economically distressed. But this may help provide some positive things to us because the county commissioners announced yesterday, Brian King was on the program, and he announced indeed that some things happened. They're not announcing the name of it yet, but a new project is coming. It could bring 300 jobs. The company is planning to establish a new factory, possibly in Rutherford County, that will bring at least 300 new jobs. Rutherford County Commissioners approved a significant economic development grant for the project at their meeting Monday night and are hopeful for a formal decision that will be made soon. The company's name has not yet been publicly named, and the project is codenamed Project River Ridge. And we'll find out soon what the actual company, they keep those things solid and quiet until all of the paperwork's done, all of the T's are crossed and the I's have been dotted. The industrial development grant was unanimously approved in the amount of $394,475 or more, depending upon the amount of capital investment and jobs created in the first 5 years of operation. Birgit Dilgert, Rutherford Economic Development Director, appeared before the commissioners to make the official request. According to Dilgert, these industrial development grants may be used for the purpose of building improvements, site mitigation, and equipment purchases. This company is committed to invest at least $50 million while creating at least 300 jobs within the first 5 years of operation. County leaders appear delighted at the prospect of new industry, as we are here. The average median income is expected to be approximately $69,000. They'll announce the name of that company as soon as all those I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and hopefully that'll be forthcoming. We can make that announcement here. Well, as I mentioned earlier, at the end of the day yesterday, an additional candidate filed to run for office in the 2022 election. He was Darren Joyner. He filed for Rutherford County Board of Education, District 1 seat. That seat is currently held by Brandy Nanny, who, as the close of business yesterday, had not filed for re-election. Rumor is that she does plan on filing but has not done so yet. Nanny and Joyner are both Republicans. The Board of Education District 2 and District 3 seats held by Brendan Gosey and Sherry Bright, both Republicans, are also up for re-election. None had filed by close of business yesterday. The three incumbent county commissioners, Brian King, District 1, Alan Toney, District 5, and Mike Benfield, District 4, were the first to file on Monday. All are Republicans. Benfield will face primary opposition from Republican Jason Dwayne Toney. Sheriff Chris Francis, Republican, has also filed for re-election, as did Clerk of Superior Court Steve Owens, Republican, who faces primary opposition from Patsy Kirkland. A court order issued Monday morning temporarily suspending candidates filing for all U.S. House of Representatives, NC Senate, and NC House contests were lifted at the end of the day, and filing for those offices statewide resumed yesterday. So we'll be hearing more from the congressional seats and North Carolina Senate, North Carolina House seats in a matter of days because they now can do their filing. The candidate filing period continues until Friday, December 17th at noon, and that's the day we do the drawing for the Chamber raffle ticket money to be won by maybe you. By the way, the primary election date is March the 8th. We talked about this earlier as well. A fire in Rutherford County off Shumont Road is now 100% contained, according to Chimney Rock Volunteer Fire Department Chief Chris Melton. Melton said timing was key to keeping the fire under control. He estimated between 3 and 5 acres were scorched. It's small in number acreage-wise, but it's steep, rough terrain, Melton said. We have to hike in and be extremely careful with the dangerous terrain that's there. Melton, along with Rutherford County Fire Marshal Frankie Hemrick, granted News 13's Hannah McKenzie exclusive access to the scene. According to Hemrick, 71 personnel from 20 agencies responded to that fire. The call came in around 10 a.m. Tuesday after someone spotted smoke coming from a densely wooded area. Belton said that we've called resources in from multiple counties to be able to utilize that and keep our other areas in our counties manned as well. A Chimney Rock resident sent News 13 video of the helicopter making water drops. Belton said the North Carolina Forest Service completed 4 passes in total. Firefighters on the ground then went in with bulldozers and hand tools to cut a line and contain the flames. Belton said the cause of the fire has already been determined. Pretty sure a power line fell sometime that morning and caused the fire, but they do have it contained, thank goodness. And big applause and hats off to all the firefighters, volunteer and paid, that do that. Well, the Daily Courier is also headlining a story. 3 more county residents have perished from COVID-19, bringing Rutherford's total death of coronavirus fatalities to 341. Interesting story here. I thought this was kind of fun. This is from the category of that's funny. In Bonner Springs, Kansas, a camel roaming loose for hours in Kansas before being captured had escaped from a live nativity scene, according to police. Officers with Bonner Springs Police Department said the camel's halter broke while the animal was on display at the Agricultural Hall of Fame's nativity scene Saturday evening. The camel ran away before anyone noticed the issue. An animal control officer for the police department said people in the area searched for the missing camel until 2 a.m. Sunday but lost sight of the animal. Dispatchers later notified Bonner Springs Police that the camel was running on K7 highway around 1:15 p.m. on Sunday. Officers cornered the animal in the backyard before it was lassoed and safely taken into custody by an animal control officer. The owners arrived with a trailer, loaded up the camel, and drove back. The camel was reunited with its owners and will go back to doing camel things. Probably will not go back to the manger scene anymore. It misbehaved and slipped away. 21 past 8 o'clock, sports update coming up here in just a few. And the Sheriff's Report with Deputy Fleming.
The holidays are fast approaching, and now's the perfect time to visit a new business, Different Times Mercantile. Owners Sheila and BC Deck offer new, old, and a little in-between merchandise. The store is full of antiques, collectibles, brand new clothing fashions, glassware, framed art, home decor, wreaths, holiday and seasonal, unique gifts and jewelry. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sundays, 1 to 5. Stop into Different Times Mercantile, 548 South Main Street in Rutherford. Find your timeless treasures only at Different Times Mercantile.
You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherford.
When the custom cake has to be perfect, it needs to come from Southern Belle Cakes by Nikki Lee. Weddings, birthdays, baby showers, holiday cakes, call on Southern Cakes by Nikki Lee. She does amazing work for special events like school packages for teachers, special events for corporations, treat tables for any event. Nikki also has pre-packaged Christmas treats like hot cocoa bombs, cupcakes, cookies, chocolate-covered pretzels, and so much more. These will make great stocking stuffers or a surprise gift for someone special or a coworker. Give Nikki a call today at 828-896-4780. That's 896-4780. Southern Belle Cakes by Nikki Lee, voted Best Cake Artist in Rutherford County.
This is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates. We know that due to COVID, many people don't want to come in the office. If you need to discuss your insurance needs or just make a payment, you can come through the drive-thru, telephone us, or drop in. We want to see you, but it doesn't have to be across from a desk. Insurance Service Associates, now located at 245 East Main Street in Forest City.
Now here's Deputy Fleming with our Sheriff's Report.
169 in-house at the jail and 15 arrests in the last 24 hours. Our most recent arrests are Dolores Twitty of Rutherford, failure to comply. Danny Francis of Ellenboro, misdemeanor probation violation, failure to appear on misdemeanor. Joshua Hodge of Rutherford, simple possession, exceeding posted speed limit. Eddie Wilson of Forest City, failure to comply. Ronnie Whitener of Cookeville, Tennessee, failure to appear on felony. And our most recent incidents, Catherine White of Forest City reported fraud by applying for unemployment in her name. Kelly Smith of Rutherford reported somebody had transferred money from her account. That's all I have for you at the moment.
By Austin Butler, he had 14 points. That was one of a half dozen games involving teams ranked in the top 25. Number 6 Villanova defeated Syracuse 67-53. Number 8 Kansas defeated UTEP. 10th ranked Kentucky defeated Southern U. Texas Tech upset number 13 Tennessee, and number 16 Southern Cal downed Eastern Kentucky 80-68. Other North Carolina programs in action last night. Campbell beat Columbia, South Carolina. ECU rolled to an 11-point victory over North Carolina A&T, and High Point downed Guilford 64-59. Miami welcomed new coach Mario Cristobal with an introductory news conference in Coral Gables, Florida yesterday, roughly 24 hours after finalizing his deal after the firing of Manny Diaz. Cristobal met with his new team and went down to the practice field for the event where boosters, trustees, and former players celebrated his hire. He says he wants the Hurricanes to again be a feared team that no one wants to play. This is MCN Sports.
If the power goes out for your business, are you prepared with a backup? Without electricity, security systems go down, refrigerated items spoil, and customers are turned away. In other words, your business loses money. Control your power. Control your business with a Generac automatic standby generator. Alternative Power is North Carolina's Generac generator experts. In fact, all Alternative Power does is provide backup power. Financing options are available. See more at alternativepower.com.
Alternative Power knows more is happening at home now than ever. And when a winter storm causes your power to go out, life is disrupted. A Generac automatic standby generator from Alternative Power guards the home against blackouts caused by weather of all types. Financing options are available. And act now for a free 10-year warranty. Terms and conditions apply. Gain peace of mind with a Generac automatic standby generator. Alternative Power, North Carolina's Generac experts. See more at alternativepower.com.
NBA action last night. LeBron James scored 30 points. Russell Westbrook added 24 and 11 helpers. And the LA Lakers beat the Celtics 117-102 last night in the latest chapter of the NBA's most storied rivalry. Anthony Davis had 17 points and 16 rebounds for the Lakers, who produced one of their best recent performances in their fourth victory in 6 games overall. James and Westbrook playing dominant floor games. LA made 56.5% of its shots in the first 3 quarters and throttled Jason Tatum's supporting cast defensively. Kevin Durant scored 24 points. James Harden added 23 and 12 helpers, and the Brooklyn Nets beat Dallas 102-99. R.J. Barrett made a career-high 7 threes and scored 32 points on the night as the Knicks snapped a 3-game skid in their win over San Antonio 121-109. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Rain is on the move, and we're seeing the heaviest early to the south and east. We will see gradual clearing into the afternoon. Our northern counties will likely see mostly dry conditions. Today, highs will top in the mid-40s and lower 50s. Tonight, falling into the upper 20s and mid-30s. Tomorrow will be a dry day with temperatures milder in the upper 40s and mid-50s. Our temperatures are on a gradual climb. We'll head into the mid-70s by Saturday. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
It's cloudy and 39 degrees here in Rutherford. From your Merry Christmas station, this is WCAB Rutherford, 100.9 FM, 590 AM, serving the foothills of the Carolinas. It's 8:30 and time now for the Word of Faith Fellowship radio program. And with the program this morning is Ray Nenow.
Good morning.
What a great day today is. Very happy to be here, as always. I think that's the first thing I always say, because truthfully I am happy to be here. I want to talk about Israel and the Israelites today and their escape from bondage after 400 years of being in slavery and bondage to the Egyptians. So many times, when you're growing up, you heard this story, or you saw it, or you did different things. But then the more you mature and the more you begin to read and you get into the depths of really what's being said, you begin to understand how it so relates to your life and how it so relates to coming out of those bondages, coming out of that slavery that the devil has put you in. Because it's a roadmap, because it's the cloud, it's the pillar of fire. It's there standing before you to lead you. If you only hear one thing today, I want you to hear the following. God is here to deliver you today, if you let him. But see the roadmap that's there before you. See how Israel answered. There's a lot of times Israel didn't answer. Actually, the stubbornness of their hardness of their hearts, kept them. But God constantly was there, and he constantly showed them. I want to start with the main verse in Exodus 13, 21, 22. It said, "The Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead them along the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, that they might travel by day and by night. The pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night did not depart before the people," or from the people. And that's an important thing for us to understand in our own lives. God's there. We're the ones that cut God off. We're the ones that move him back. He's there for us. He's always there for us. It may not show up in a cloud by day or a pillar by night, but his Holy Spirit is there. It is a cloud that covers us, and he's in the midst of the cloud. Just like he was in the midst of the cloud for the Israelites, he's there for you. He's there for you to be delivered from whatever it is. It might be just simple, trivial things. You think, oh, it's this, it's that, or it might be serious things like drugs or unclean or, pornography or whatever it may be. He's there to deliver you. I want to talk about that direction and the leading of how God brings us out, how he shows us the way. We need to look at some key points when God brought Israel out of Egypt and see how it relates to us. In Exodus 13:17, when Pharaoh let the people go, and that in itself was a miracle. 400 years of captivity, and here, obviously he regretted it at one point because he then went after them, realizing what he had done. This was his slaves. These were all the people that were doing all the things that his people didn't need to do, and he would pursue them because of that. But when Pharaoh let the people go, God led them not by the land of the Philistines, although that was nearer. For God said, lest the people change their purpose when they see war and return to Egypt. But God led the people around by the way of the wilderness toward the Red Sea. The sons of Israel went up in battle array, orderly ranks, marching formation out of the land. Lest the people change their purpose. So many times God tries to take us out and show us where to go and where to walk or how to walk. And we begin to see what's going on around us. And we're thinking, I don't know if I can do that. We don't go back to realize God said. And if God said, that he's then going to empower us. He's going to protect us. And that's what we're going to see here. We're going to see in many of these verses. That's what God did. You know, there's a young man that sings a song in the church, and there's one verse when he comes to it, and he talks about defeating the lion and the bear and parting the Red Sea. It just, every time he sings it, it just goes, it's just he did, and he can for me. And that's what you need to understand for you. You know, he can deliver you, but you've got to go. And you got to go where he sends you. You know, maybe it doesn't seem like the right way. You know, so many of us, so many times, many of us think, oh, no, I know better. I know how to do this way. I think I need to go that way. You know, I need to be in this business, or, you know, and God has a plan. And you never really understand necessarily what the end result of the plan is, but he has a plan, just like for them. That plan was not to send them in a way that it might conflict with their thinking or bring fear on their thinking, fear to the point that they would turn back, you know, and go back to Egypt, where they had been enslaved for 400 years. So, you know, in this case, especially, it took longer to get where they were going. But God wanted to lead them there. He wanted to bring them out. He didn't want them to just get caught up in all that was going on around them and lose the very purpose and change their purpose in what they were doing. They were coming out. God was bringing their deliverance. And it needs to be the same for you. You know, you see God in the beginning, and you begin to feel that he's really bringing you out of situations and all that. And then the unknown hits you. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what's going to happen. It doesn't matter. God knows. He knew when he took the Israelites by way of the wilderness. And the wilderness, what is the wilderness? The wilderness is places we've never been. He took them to places they've never been. And it says, God's presence was there before them all the time. He was in the cloud. You know, understand this. He was in the cloud before them. This wasn't just a cloud. This wasn't some freak thing of some thing that was just happening. And, oh, yeah, look, that cloud's there. Maybe it's leading us. Maybe. No, he was in the cloud. And he was in the pillar of fire by night. He was with them. Same with us. He's with us. He's there with us at all times if we let him. If we don't give to our sin and cut him off. It says in Hebrews 13:5, it says, let your character or moral disposition be free from the love of money. Because he's talking about here circumstances in our lives now. You be free from the love of money, including greed, avarice, lust, and craving for earthly possessions. And be satisfied with your present circumstances. That was the key for the Israelites. They needed to be satisfied. I mean, look, again, he was bringing them out of bondage, out of slavery. And they needed to become satisfied and realize and have faith that he was bringing them out. He says, for he, God himself, has said, I will not in any way fail you, nor give you up, nor leave you without support. I will not in any degree leave you helpless, nor forsake you, let you down, relax my hold on you, assuredly not. You know, he says all that, but yet when Pharaoh grew near to the Israelites looked up, and behold, the Egyptians were marching after them. And the Israelites were exceedingly frightened and cried out to the Lord. And they said, Moses, is this because there are no graves in Egypt that you would have taken us away to die in the wilderness? why have you treated us this way and brought us out of Egypt? See, we always look, and when that lack of faith or that disbelief wants to hit us, we turn. And who do we turn on? The people that are leading and helping us come out of the very bondage that we've been in. So we can't. I want to read out of I want to go to the Bible, and I want to read that full passage because it's very important. Because after that, he says, Moses told the people, "Fear not, stand still, firm, confident, undismayed." And that's what God wants you to do. He's bringing you out of all these circumstances. And look, you're like the Israelites. Your back's against the wall, and the enemy is before you, and you think you have nowhere to go. And Moses is saying, fear not, stand firm, be confident, undismayed. See the salvation of the Lord, which he will work for you today. For the Egyptians you have seen today, you shall never see again. Let the Lord fight for you, and you shall hold your peace and remain at rest. And then the Lord turned to Moses and says, why do you cry to me? Because God had already empowered Moses. He already given him the ability. He says, why do you cry to me? Because obviously Moses is there too, in the midst of it, thinking, the Egyptians are in the front of me, and the Red Sea is behind me. What are we going to do? And the Lord said to Moses, why do you cry to me? Tell the people of Israel to go forward. What's go forward? There's a sea there. There is a sea. What are they going to do? He says, go to tell the people, to go forward. And then he said, Moses, lift up your rod and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it. And the Israelites shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. I mean, what would you do? If you weren't locked into God, if your mind wasn't on him, and God says, it's okay, just go. I'll take care of it. And so how many times has he said that to you and to me? I know for me, many times, I'll come on circumstances and I'll think, I don't know, God. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I have no idea how I'm going to get through this. But yet God already knew. He knows how you're going to get through it. And that's why he said to Moses, lift up your rod. And behold, I will harden. He says, not only will he deal with the Red Sea, but he says, I will harden and make stubborn and strong the hearts of the Egyptians. And they shall go into the sea after them, and I will gain honor over Pharaoh and all his host and all his chariots and his horsemen. The Egyptians shall know and realize that I am the Lord, when I have gained honor and glory over Pharaoh and his chariots and his horsemen. And this is a real key point here. Now, the cloud that was before them and led them everywhere that they needed to go. It's, at this moment it says, and the angel of the Lord who went before the host of Israel now moved and went behind him. So now God is going to be the rear guard. Not only does he lead us in and say, step forward and go, I'm going to be with you. Then he turns around and becomes our rear guard and protects us from the rear and ensures. And he says, and the angel of the Lord who went before the host of Israel moved and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before them and stood before the Egyptians, coming between the host of Egypt and the host of Israel. It was the cloud and the darkness to the Egyptians, but it gave light by night to the Israelis. And the one host did not come near the other all night. I mean, they were right there. They could have overtaken him. They could have overtaken him in the midst of the night. It talks about the different watches. Actually, if you read it, and it talks that the Israelites actually went in the fourth watch, which is usually early morning, probably still dark, and God took his cloud, and it says it brought that darkness. What did it bring? It brought confusion on the enemy. He was protecting the Israelites. He was bringing the confusion on the enemy. But what was he bringing to the Israelites? He was bringing the light. He was bringing the light and their ability to see, to go. But the dark went to the enemy, and they were being confused. And not only that, their chariots, froze up, and they had a hard time moving. And, it is just so powerful when you begin to see what God did, in the whole thing. Let me read just a little more, and hopefully I don't use all my time up, because there's much more I want to say. It says, then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night and made the sea land dry, and the waters were divided. Most of us, we've been down by the ocean. We've been down by the lakes. When the water recedes, it's wet. It's not dry. It's wet. But it said the winds were there. They dried the very land. At every point, God makes the provision. At every point, he ensures our safety. At every point, he's there to take care of us and take hold of us. What a miraculous thing to see there. You're standing there and the whole Red Sea parts. And not only does it part, but you're going to get to walk on dry land. You're not going to be into your knees in mud and into your knees in sand or whatever. You're walking on dry land. And the Israelites went into the midst of the sea on dry ground, the waters being a wall to them on their right and on their left. Then the Egyptians pursued and went in after them, and in the midst of the sea, even all of Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And in the morning watch, the Lord, through a pillar of fire and cloud, looked down on the host of the Egyptians and discomforted them. That's what that was saying earlier. He made it difficult for them. Things weren't working right for them. He came and he discomforted them and bound and clogged and took off their chariot wheels, making them drive heavily. And the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fights for them against the Egyptians. And that's what he does for us. He fights for us. The enemy comes and thinks he makes it difficult for us. But then God comes and he stands between us and the enemy, and he makes it difficult. And he makes the way out for us, and he makes it difficult for them to pursue us, and makes it difficult for the devil to pursue us if we are submitted to God. He's there to deliver us. Remember, just keep remembering, he's delivering the Israelites out of all the things that they were in bondage to in Egypt. And he's bringing them out. And he parted the Red Sea. Every time I think about that, he parted the Red Sea and took them through on dry land. That's just like God. That's his love of us, to give for us, the easy path forward. There it was, the easy path forward. There's security, there's shelter in God's presence. Keep remembering, God was in that cloud. Keep remembering, God is before you through his Holy Spirit. He's in the midst of you. And he says in Isaiah, and the Lord will create over the whole site, over every dwelling place of Mount Zion, over her assemblies, a cloud and smoke by day, and a shining of the flaming fire by night. For over all the glory shall be a canopy, a defense of divine love and protection. That's what they were experiencing. You know, they were experiencing the canopy. It was there. It was protecting them. He was behind them. He was before them. He was around them. He was over them. That's what he is for you. He does the same for you. You know, if you allow him and you begin to take up and step forward, like it says, Moses says, tell them to step forward. You got to step forward. You got to start making the moves to let God bring deliverance to you, to bring you out, to bring and show you that you can come out on dry land, safe land. He's a security. He's a shelter. He says there'll be a pavilion for shade in the daytime. You know, he protects them. You know, he protects them from the sun and the heat, and for a place of refuge and a shelter from storm and from rain. He gives them everything. He was his provision. I mean, they're in the middle of a wilderness. They don't know what to eat. They don't know how to eat. And what happens? He gives them manna. He's our protection in the midst of everything that we go through. If we'll step forward and let the deliverance of our lives begin. You need to come out of the drugs. You need to step forward. You need to trust God. You need to come off the alcohol. You need to step forward. You need to trust God. You need to look to him. You know, you need to come out of that, you know, all the things, you know, the unclean, you know, infidelity, whatever it is, step forward and trust God. And he'll bring you out on dry land. He'll bring you out in safety. He'll bring you out in the midst of peace, you know, in the middle of it. It says in Psalms 91, it says, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall remain stable and fixed under the shadow of the Almighty, whose power no foe can withstand. That's where you got to stand. You got to stand under that cloud, under the wings. You got to stand there and let him protect you. You got to submit your heart, and you got to step forward, and you got to begin to let him do it. The cloud was also a reminder of Israel who they served. You know, in Ephesians 19:9 it said, and the Lord said to Moses, behold, I come to you in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak, and when you and believe in you, and they believe in you and remain steadfast forever. Then Moses told the words of the people to the Lord. And then Moses then spoke, and went on to say, you know, what God said to him. He said, I am the Lord your God, who has brought you out of the land of Egypt and out of the house of bondage. Just then is God speaking through Moses to them. He says, you should not make yourself any graven image to worship, or any likeness of anything that is in the heavens above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that's in the waters under the earth. You shall not bow down yourself to them or serve them, for the Lord your God is a jealous God. You know, it's so many times, you know, in your own life, you begin to build all these idols, you know, and the idols, as it says in 1 John 5:1 or 5:21, become a replacement of God, you know, in your heart. And this is what he's talking about. He's just brought them out. You know, he's bringing you out. And in bringing you out, he's bringing you out to serve him. He's not bringing you out to serve other gods. He's not bringing you out to serve your idols. You know, he's not bringing you out just to become a rich man. You know, he's not bringing you out to become the greatest athlete. He's not bringing you out. You know, I can go on with the list, on more and more and more with the list. He's bringing you out to serve him. And he says, you shall not bow down yourself to serve them. Don't give your heart to other things. He's a jealous God. He wants your heart. He wants you to serve him. And you know, the cloud and by day and the fire, the pillar of fire by night, it was a sign of God's power. In Numbers 14:14 it says, and they will tell it to the inhabitants of this land, They have heard that you, Lord, are in the midst of this people of Israel. You know, it wasn't just that moment. It went out through the land what happened. It became a sign and a wonder to everyone. It went out, and everybody began to hear about it, that who you are. He says, you, Lord, have seen face to face. You know, you, Lord, are seen face to face, and that your cloud stands over them, and that you go before them in a pillar of a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. The people knew that God traveled with them. And it brought great fear to them because they know they were coming their way. And they know God empowered them. This was a sign for many people. This was a powerful sign for many people. You know, I know our church, you know, it's an interesting thing because, you know, our church is, our church is in the middle of nowhere. You know, we live in Spindale, North Carolina, you know, yet people have heard about our church throughout the world. Why? Because his cloud rests over us. His Holy Spirit, you know, abides with us. You know, it's a powerful testimony to come to one of our services, you know, because you feel and you sense and you know the presence of God is there. It's not us. Why are we known? It's not us. You know, we're known because the power of God has rested on us, and he has used us, and he has sent us out. And when they've seen us, they've seen God, and they know they've seen God. They've seen God in us do the work around us, and they're amazed. They think, who are these people? You know, these people are somebody that submits their heart to God and does what God says and steps forward, knowing that the Red Sea will part, knowing that they will come across on dry land. That's what empowers our church. God empowers our church. You know, the cloud by day and the pillar by night, the pillar of fire by night, it was with him. It went all the way with him to where? To right to the promised land. He led them right there, you know, till they could go in and partake of that milk and honey of what he had done for them. You know, so many times, you know, it's, if you realize the presence of God is where you know and you begin to know his leadings, you know, in the midst of that point. And that's the whole thing that God was trying to show through the cloud and through the pillar of fire by night, that his presence was there and it led them. In spite of them many times, it led them, but it did lead them. You know, I know many times I'll be in the midst of church and, you know, I'll be singing and I'll be worshiping God, and, you know, in the midst of that presence, and then he'll just drop something in me and say, you need to share this on the radio program. You know, and I just sit there sometimes and I sit there in amazement. Who am I? Who am I? You know, but I do want to share in closing this one thing that happened. You may think it's trivial. You know, for me in my life, it was not trivial, but we needed to go buy a car. And we went to a friend. A friend of mine had a car, and I thought, oh, this is a nice car. And I fit really good. I'm a pretty good sized person. But we went the first time and sat in a car at a dealership, and I walked out of that dealership and thought, there's absolutely no way, you know. But then one Saturday morning, you know, we went. I just felt God say, you got to go. It's the time to go. The lease was running out on our car, and it was the time for us to go. And so I drove to Greenville. And the first thing that happened, if you remember the Israelites, first thing that happened is I went the wrong place. And I was, you know, just like the Israelites, they could have went the other way and then been challenged to go home. You know, I went the other way and momentarily was challenged to go home. And God said, go on, you know, and we went to the other dealership, you know, and when we got to the other dealership, there were many things that happened. And I need to come to a close, but basically, I couldn't trust God. It was difficult. But yet what he did for me that day was miraculous. I had such bad credit, and it was a difficult thing. But ultimately, in the end, he got us that car. It wasn't us. And he led us the whole way. And he brought us to that point. You need to follow God's leading. You need to see that God truly is in that cloud. And he's here to deliver us. Thank you today. Appreciate it much.
Get your message to the thousands.